Hey guys, it's Shane here from Tank Hunter Miniatures, and today we're going over my results from bringing only Necrons tanks to a tournament. Now, despite the Necron Codex being out for quite a while, I'd never gotten around to actually bringing this list to a tournament. It was a complete oversight on my half, so sorry about that. So yeah, we're trying them out. I know we made the video going over what detachment would be best and sort of trying to figure that out, but with what I had, we just went with Awakened. Not that Awakened really helped with the main rule, but like I said in that video, not really any of the detachments help out the base vehicles that much, but the strats were pretty good. You had a few, yeah, really nice ones that synced up well, plus the enhancement for the command barge, giving the +1 to hit, that was really useful. That was insanely good this game. So just that bubble of +1 to hit for everything. You know, the arcs, they didn't have to stand still to get the heavy. They could actually be moving on, and I'm just losing the devastating wounds. But at 8p4, devastating wounds doesn't matter too much. So as you can see in the list, we've got the Catacomb, Command Barge. He didn't really do much shooting. I forget which gun. I gave him the Gauze, I think. So he just stood back and just gave the buff to everyone around him and just sort of capped the objective. So he did pretty good, you know, and that's a cheap cost. He's pretty defendable. And then we've got the 2 Annihilation Barges. We went all Tesla with that because I figured we've got the Doomsday Arcs. Like, that's massive anti-armor, anti-large. So we needed to balance that out with a lot of anti-infantry, and the Tesla was so good at that. So Tesla, and then with the Tesseract there on the left there, that was great. Took the 2 Tesla again on the sides there, but it's particle beamer. Like, having a really strong flamer, like, that's really unique for Necrons. It's hard for them to get torrent weapons, so to have that there, that was really good to be able to overwatch just with that flame. And it's a real marine killer. It's 2 damage, AP1. It does a job. It does really good. And then of course in the back we've got the Monolith with of course the death rays, because there's no real point taking anything but death rays with the Monolith. It's just 4 las cannons. Yeah, they do work because they're sustained D3 las cannons. That's so good. So the Monolith is there to deep strike in and just get in the right direction. So it is a low model count. This is 1500 points and it's only 8 models. I know originally when we did Eldar there was a lot of models. So this was tricky because everything was sort of important. I couldn't really afford to lose much in this army, so I had to make sure I was always trading out better. So yeah, with that in mind, let's go into the first game and let you know how it goes. Alright, so the first matchup, we go against Thousand Suns. Now he has the Mutalith Vortex Beast, he's got Magnus, bunch of Rubik Marines, Araman, you know, some sorcerers just hanging out. Very elite build. Very low model count, same as me, but a lot of devastating firepower here. I made a very big mistake with this deployment. I put, as you can see, everything's at the front. I did not think this through correctly. I thought they could withstand, because I was like, oh, he's only got like bolters, there's no heavy weapons here, there's no las cannons, I can survive this. I've got a 4-up invuln save. There shouldn't be much that can hurt me. Incorrect. I forgot to take into account Doombolt, just how many devastating and mortal wounds these guys can do. Because yeah, 2 damage, devastating wounds, like yeah, the whole army has devastating, and it just cuts through everything. So he gets turn 1. He manages to Doombolt down, destroy one of the Doomsdays, and he manages to wound the other 2 pretty good. He manages to teleport his guys over to the corner because we've got a tempting target. So I tempted the one in the top right, the top left there, and was like, all right, come get this one, you know, just to goad it in, which, you know, I did want to goad him in just so I could take that from him. But yeah, he managed to get the Vortex Beast in combat and tie up the Doomsday Arc, which is something I did not want to happen. So yeah, I made a mistake. I should have definitely had further back. It was kind of a, yeah, with the large block of line of line of sight in the middle. Yeah, I should have really spread out more down the sides, but lesson learned. So when it came to my turn 1, I sort of just stay in combat there. I move stuff out. The other Doomsday, I managed to blast off Aramin's squad that was on the side. You can't see, it's blocked by the building. But then I charged into it, and he managed to destroy it in close combat, so that was fun. The Tesseract and the other Annihilation Barge tried to clear off most of the guys there, but didn't quite finish it. And you can see the other squad there. It used to be a full squad, now it's down to a couple. And that's what I was explaining to him was the trouble, because I sort of needed to wipe the whole squad in one turn. I didn't want to split things up, because that would require another turn of shooting just dedicated to this one small squad. Like, I needed it gone in one turn, so that really slowed me down. Everything is slowed down very much, and it doesn't look like he has much on the board. He doesn't. I've taken out most of his squad. He's just got his big stuff left. And then you can see on his second turn, he's brought Magnus in. Basically, they took out the command barge, they took out the other Annihilation Barge. He's only got the one sorcerer left. We managed to clear out some of the other side. He's brought the guys in to sort of take my stuff. I've had to switch out to the left, really focus there and just wait for the monolith to come in. So my turn, the monolith does manage to come in. He gets a pretty perfect turn as well, because he had to kill, he had just a single guy in his back corner capping his objective. I then had 2 other guys. So I had to get rid of Aramin, which we managed to shoot him off, and then we managed to charge in to the sorcerer there and get that objective back. So the monoliths come in, pretty much all his inventory is now gone. All he's got left is the Mutalith Beast, and he's got Magnus. So I'm feeling, alright, I'm down sort of on points, but if we can come back from this, because I don't have much left, he doesn't have much left either, maybe I can play this out. So the beast comes in and it deals an insane amount of damage. It maxed out its damage. It did 12 damage with its shooting beam attack to the monolith. Then you had Magnus doing more doom bolts, dealing more mortal wounds to the Annihilation Barge there. He came, took my objective, took my home, and was like, alright, that's not good. And then the beast is tied up in combat with the monolith. I thought the monolith could survive, but that beast is... it does some damage. It's only just over 100 points, and this is a 350 monolith, and the monolith couldn't really do much against it. It just kept coming through. So I'm just trying to hide away and just sort of... we've basically base traded here. So I'm trying to secure this ground and just withstand. But by the end of his next turn, he's wiped out the monolith. That's gone. I've only got the Tesseract left. He's hiding. So yeah, by the end of the 5th round, it was a pretty clear victory for 1,000 Suns. It had been pretty even on points up to that point in the game, but yeah, I just couldn't come back. I didn't have enough left to really bring back. And you can see Magnus is left on 3 wounds. The beast is off like 2 as well. So just a couple more good rolls and I might have had it. But like I said, this very much goes, I misplayed here. I deployed very wrong. I was far too aggressive. I misunderstood how much mortal wounds these guys were going to do. So that's on me. So we lost the first game to 1,000 Suns. Yeah, they just magicked us off the table. But still, it was a good game. Like you see, very close. We did pretty even trading here. We really wrecked each other. So it was a good game. All right, so game number 2. We're going up against Chaos Warriors with, we got some Warhounds coming in as well. Pretty good army, pretty well balanced. You know, he's got the Warhounds, which are really, really tanky, really good units. The Venom Crawlers, you know, they're pretty strong as well. He's got some Nurglings there, just to cap objectives, just to sneak in. And then some heavy weapon, big blob of Chosen, big blob of Possessed with the Dark Apostle and some cultists for the back line. So it's a pretty fair, well balanced. The big squad of Possessed, that was sort of like your big unit there. That's what's going to try and carry the army. So, like I said, pretty well balanced. I really like this this whole army list. But because we got Hammer and Anvil, I was able to deploy pretty aggressive this time. We were right up to the edge. I was hoping to just, yeah, it didn't matter too much for me to put myself out too far. I was pretty safe. I get first turn this game. I was lucky. I think if I got first turn last game, I would have done a lot better as well. But, you know, it's 50-50. So we get first turn. We come in. We take the objectives. You know, we do a pretty good push. We managed to blow up one of the Warhounds with the Doomsday up the top there. We managed to clear off the Nurgles. And we did some more damage to the Chosen. So pretty good. First, we put ourselves in a good position. Did some damage. And, yeah, sort of put ourselves in a really good spot. So his turn 2. So his second turn, he managed to get the heavy weapon squad up, the Havocs or whatever. They blow up my command barge. I thought it'd be safe. You know, it's got the neg 1 to wound. It's got the 4 up, but yeah, those las cannons, they did a number on him. So he's gone. And up the top, the Tesseract, that got swarmed. The Melter from the Warhound, and then the Chosen coming in. Did a number on him, so he was taken out, which I would like to keep him around longer. He's got a pretty good, you know, lethal ability, but it's okay. Like, he's coming up to me, he's getting in my face, but now sort of everything's in range again. So my turn 2 happens. Pretty much everything stays in the same position. I just moved the barge up to sort of cap the middle objective a bit more, because in this mission it was capped at 15 points. So I'm already holding 3 objectives, so I didn't need to get any more. This was fine. I just needed to sort of prevent him from grabbing any more. I dropped the Monolith in. The Monolith takes out the heavy weapon squad completely. The Warhound managed to survive a bit longer. He managed to make a lot of invuln saves. As you can see, we cleared out a lot of the Chosen up the top. He's down to like 1 guy left. We managed to sort of zap him away. So overall, pretty good. We're still in a pretty good place. He is coming pretty strongly towards us. So his turn comes up. He puts all the possessed. He manages to charge them into the Monolith. They get in. They destroy it. That was so surprising how quickly they ripped through a whole Monolith. I was like, wow. That was something. So they managed to rip through him, get on the objective, which is what he needed to do. He needed to steal an objective I was holding. He drops in the Raptors in the back, and so they can deploy the teleport homers. So that was good for them. So he's in a pretty good position. He's got a lot of stuff moving around. He's a bit thin in some areas, because yeah, the Venom Crawler behind the pillar, I think it moved, and then I overwatched it and killed it. So yeah, that sort of gave me the center. But yeah, the real problem here is everything's sort of out in the open now. So I got a pretty good line of sight on everything. So when it comes to my turn, we managed to blow up a lot of the possessed. The Raptors are all gone except for 1. The Warhound was still alive, but it was very wounded, and we're just holding strong. The Doomsday was still tied up with one of the Chosen, but the Chosen couldn't really hurt it. I mean, the Doomsday arc went down to, I think the lowest was about 4 wounds, but then we used the strat to regenerate D3, and then it brought back another D3, so it was almost fully healed by the end of the game. So you don't let these things live. If you let them live, they'll just come back stronger. So that's a good lesson when you're playing against Necrons. So yeah, his next turn comes along. He's just doing some ritual stuff. He's just trying to get the points for holding the objectives. He tries to come up and take out the Annihilation Barge there. He doesn't quite do it. The Invul manages to save him. So by the next turn, I managed to pretty much wipe everything off the table except for the cultists, and that gives me the victory. I was able to just withstand and hold on enough objectives that I'm just generating enough points the entire game that it gives me the victory. So very solid showing. Like I said, this was a pretty fun match. Very much back and forward. You know, you had to plan everything out. I had to goad out a couple of units. Like I said, I didn't expect to lose the Monolith that quick. Oh man, there were so many attacks just ripping through it. So yeah, pretty good, really good game, and really good result for the Necrons. Like I said, they withstood it, they held their ground, and they just couldn't be brought down. They came close, but yeah, not this time. And for the final game, we've got Tyranids again. Another Swarm Legion. I played this army a couple of times before, so I sort of knew what I was expecting. Of course, I always bring something different, so that's always fun. I managed to go first again this game. As you can see, he's got a massive swarm of gaunts there, all up the table. He's got more in reserve. The non-emissary is in reserve. He can deep strike in all the gargoyles with the flying hive guy. His swarm lords in the back on that on his objective point, just capping and generating more command points. So pretty solid force, like, because you can just bring them back every turn. You can just bring another squad in. So if you're not able to fully destroy something each turn, he's just going to bring one back. But this was exactly, I was explaining to him what my army count is. Because you've got all the Tesla, a lot of Tesla, which is great against stuff that doesn't have a high save and is pretty low strength. Because being toughness 3, the strength 6, strength 8 of the Tesla weapons, they just completely wipe them off the table. So turn 1, we managed to go up. I managed to flame off the gaunts from the top. We managed to, of course, they do the thing where you take a wound off, they lose the model and they surge forward. So each time I'm shooting them, they're surging forward and it's getting more in range. It was a real hindrance for him. So he's pulling more gaunts into me, and now they're in rapid fire range for the Gauss flare arrays. The more, I don't need to move out as much. So I'm pulling his units in one by one and just feeding them to the electricity and the flare arrays. Yeah, this was really painful for him. We managed to get a pretty good lineup on his big bug that's spawning more of the gaunts. We managed to take him out really well with the Annihilation Barge. That got through some devastating wounds and just ripped him apart. So by the end of turn 1, he's just got gaunts left. The Lictor there, but he's can't really do much, and I've got a pretty secure area that I'm protecting, because we managed, this was the one where you drop your own objectives, so I was able to really make my own sort of stronghold area here. So his turn 2, he manages to pull them all forward. He says, all right, we're gonna try and come at you, tie you all up. I just need to objective secure you, and I can bring myself back into this. He didn't quite get far enough though, so he's more or less trying to get to me, but no real shooting, no real support. So he's just waiting for the rest of his stuff to come in. He was planning to rapid ingress some units in, but he forgot. I'm like, all right, that's fair enough. So my turn 2 comes around. I wipe off most of the rest of the gaunts. The monolith comes in, it does its stuff. It's, as you can see, it's pretty barren on this table now. I couldn't get the Lictor guy because he had stealth and lone operative, so I couldn't target him. I'm waiting for him to come to me more, and I'm just waiting for more stuff to be put on the table to be eliminated. So by his second turn, he drops in his flying guys, he drops in the emissary, he needs to make the charge to get that objective from me. He fails the charge. He manages to get the emissary in with the monolith, but he doesn't manage to do any damage. He only got a couple of wounds through when I managed to make the saves for that, and I hit him back for the 3 damage with the portal. So when it comes to my turn, and he's pretty much decided, all right, this is pretty much the game over, because I've got every card that I had to get. I got my extend battle lines, my destroy a couple things, so I'm pretty much an advantage. I did decide, all right, let me play this out to some shots. The monolith managed to get shooting into combat with the emissary. The death rays managed to get 3 6s, so that was an extra 5 shots on top. So it was 8 las cannons directly into the emissary, and it went straight down. So with him dead, and then we looked at it and was like, all right, we got a lot of Tesla's going to go into these gargoyles, a lot of, the Flamer was in range. Yeah, we could call it here. So this was not a good matchup for the Nids. We had a lot of electricity. It was just a giant bug zapper for the weaker gaunts, and it was a lot of, big destructive weapons for the larger ones. So this army perfectly counted what Nids do. Because, I was trying to think what he could have done what army could have brought that would be better against this. Like maybe like a bunch of warriors or something. But it'd be really hard to trade off, because if you brought your large artillery bugs, they're going to be trading back and forth with the Doomsday Cannons. I think the Doomsday Cannons take that one, because like the Tyranids, it's accurate, but it's only 2 shots. And I've got the 4-up invuln. I don't think it can take out a Doomsday Arc, sort of one firing, turn of firing. So I think the Doomsday Arc wins that exchange. So I don't think a big bug shooty army, basically a big tank army, I don't think that wins against this either. So yeah, I think Necrons really have the edge fighting Nids in this edition. I thought we'd have a good result, but I didn't think it would be this clear a victory, because you remember when we played Admech against this exact list, and Admech got wrecked. Admech could not withstand any part of this, but Necrons, I don't think I took any damage. I think everything was full health. I didn't lose anything. This was very much a, defined victory. So yeah, we managed to go 2 wins, 1 loss. So I ranked, just below the top 3, so no prize for me, but that's fair enough. So it works. This army works. I think if I had more experience with it, I could have played it better and maybe come out with a victory in the first game. I should have just been a bit more smarter with that one. That's on me. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is like a hard counter to this sort of force. I mean, end of the day, it's just bodies. If you can outbody this, I'm really keen to see how this would go against orcs. Because Green Tide, the Green Tide army, that when we're at this tournament, the guy playing Green Tide, that won. That destroyed everything. That was so hard to get rid of. So I'll be really surprised to see how this goes against orcs in the future. But yeah, for most lower count model stuff, it's going to do pretty good. So overall, Necron's pretty high rank. I think Eldar still slightly stronger. Definitely Guard is stronger. Definitely Space Marine tanks are stronger. Space Marine tanks are still up the very top. But this is still pretty good. This did a lot better than I thought it would. And yeah, we got some pretty clear victories here. So this is definitely a list I'd recommend. I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty strong. Yeah, so if you were thinking of doing it yourself, I'd definitely recommend it. It works. That's the main thing here, is it works. So yeah, this was a good time. Hopefully the Tau Codex is out by next month, because I've got all my Tau painted. I just waiting for the Codex so I can, bring it to a tournament. Yeah, we'll go Tau, and then we'll go Orcs after that. Orcs is going to be great. I had a read of their Codex, and that is, they've got some fun stuff they can do. So we're going full speed wire for that one. But yeah, that's the end of this one. Hope you guys learned something. If there's something you want me to bring specifically, I can always do that. So just let me know. Let me know how your guys' experiences are going, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.